120,000 locked-in, non-refundable orders in 3 minutes. I mean, that is a 56-week waiting list that just materialized in, well, the time it takes you to brew a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's completely unheard of.
Right. So today we're welcoming you to a custom-tailored deep dive into a stack of spec sheets and some really fascinating industry articles. We're unpacking this wild pivot where Xiaomi, the Chinese smartphone giant, is taking dead aim at Tesla's Model Y with their new YU7.
Exactly. And to put that 3-minute frenzy into perspective, legacy automakers will spend billions in marketing just to generate a tiny fraction of that hype.
Oh, for sure. Over months, usually.
Right, over months. But Xiaomi pulled it off by leveraging this fiercely loyal consumer electronics user base they already have. They basically translated that trust directly into a 4,000-pound piece of hardware.
And looking at these articles, the hardware is aggressive. I mean, they focus heavily on their 800-volt architecture.
Yeah, the charging speeds are wild.
It really is. They're promising 317 miles of range added in just 15 minutes. It reminds me of that aha moment when you finally upgrade from a painfully slow old phone charger to one of those lightning-fast modern bricks.
That's actually a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Because it connects directly to the raw hardware they're using to pull this off. Xiaomi basically crammed a massive 96.3 kilowatt-hour battery into the base model.
Wow, that is huge.
It is. But, these spec sheets expose a really fascinating philosophical divide in the engineering. Tesla's base Model Y runs on a much smaller battery, just 62.5 kilowatt hours.
Right, so Xiaomi is just throwing a massive battery at the range problem.
Exactly. And by doing that, they inherently make the YU7 much heavier. Impartially speaking, the articles point out that the Model Y comes in nearly 400 kilograms lighter than the YU7.
400 kilos. I mean, carrying around that much extra dead weight just to hit a high-range number, it feels a little bit brute force, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does.
Because Tesla's advantage has always been doing more with less, right? Like squeezing incredible real-world efficiency out of a lighter chassis.
Absolutely. And we have to mention that a massive battery doesn't mean much if you're stranded without a reliable plug.
Very true.
Tesla's Supercharger network is arguably still the deepest competitive moat in the entire industry.
Oh, definitely. A charging infrastructure is their trump card for sure. But reading through this, it seems Xiaomi isn't just trying to win a pure hardware war on the pavement.
No, they aren't. The articles outline this strategy they call human times, car times home.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're betting that the real battleground has actually shifted from the drivetrain to the dashboard. So you can, access your home security cameras from the car's massive center screen.
Or have your living room lights turn on automatically as you pull into the driveway.
Exactly. It's seamless.
I get the smart home integration, I really do. But looking at the options list in these articles, an integrated mini fridge between the seats, a built-in fragrance diffuser.
Yeah, it sounds a bit out there.
Yeah, right. They even engineered powered magnetic attachment points so you can snap physical buttons onto the touchscreen if you want them. Are we engineering a better driving machine here, or just bolting wheels onto a giant smartphone to sell accessories?
Well, I mean, it sounds like a gimmick until you examine the track record of Xiaomi CEO Lei Jun. He is often called the Steve Jobs of China.
Okay, that's a big title.
It is, but he didn't build a consumer tech empire by accident. He views the EV not as a traditional vehicle, but really as the final node in a completely closed-loop ecosystem.
Oh, I see. So if you already own a Xiaomi phone or a smartwatch, the car is just the next logical room in your digital house.
Precisely. He's treating this EV as his final entrepreneurial project. It's a very pragmatic, ecosystem-first strategy.
Which is a completely different worldview from Elon Musk.
Completely. Tesla's entire ethos right now is building a robot on wheels.
Right, it's very high risk. They lean entirely into full autonomy and strip away all the physical controls for that minimalist aesthetic.
Yeah, whereas Lei Jun is doing the exact opposite. He's flooding the cabin with tangible, immediate integrations that you can interact with today.
So why should you care about all this? Well, even if you never buy a Xiaomi, this level of fierce cross-industry competition is shifting the entire auto industry.
Right. It guarantees your next vehicle, no matter the brand, is going to be vastly smarter and more comfortable.
The line between your electronics and your garage is just gone.
Which brings up something really provocative to consider.
What's that?
If our cars are becoming literal extensions of our smart homes, synced to our personal profiles, what happens when our vehicles know just as much about our private, daily domestic habits as our phones do?
That is a vast new surface area for our personal data.
It really is. Something to think about next time you get behind the wheel.
They
Thank you so much for joining us for today's deep dive into these articles. We really appreciate you spending your time with us, and we'll catch you on the next one.